How do you do, fellow radical centrist, and welcome back to Everything is Rats. Your mom, she's a rat. Your dad, she's also a rat. Anyway, today I'm going to be going over Book 4 in the Destroyermen series, Distant Thunders. When we last left off, the Allies had just barely won the Battle of Balkpon. Today, we're going to go over how they rebuilt the city and how they decided to take the fight back to the Grick. Now, as we start off, things aren't good. The city is completely destroyed. Walker is at the bottom of the bay. Mahan's in even worse shape. The entire front is gone. Things are looking up. There's a plan to resurrect Walker, draw her up from the deep, and rearm her, repair the boilers, and send her back out to do fighting. However, there's an interesting development. Harvey Jenks and his squadron of Imperial frigates appears in the bay about 4 months after the battle. He then talks about how they're looking for the princess of their nation once again. There's one man on it who is later known as Commander Billingsley, who seems strange about the meeting. But it doesn't matter, and immediately two things happen. Jenks agrees to go on the upcoming Allied mission to retake Ariel, and Spanky, the engineering officer for Walker, deduces that Walker can be brought back up, but it'll take time. Over the next couple of weeks, multiple Imperial spies are discovered. One of them is hung for killing a Marine guard so he could get into the shipyards. To stop this problem, Lieutenant Commander Matthew Reddy, the leader of the Alliance, suggests that Jenks should be taken on a tour of Balkpon and all the industries that had been kept secret. First, he takes them to the boiler works. Now, Jenks isn't very impressed by these. They have them in the Empire, although they did make them relatively quickly. He then shows the new frigates under construction, which are now steam and sail powered. Jenks is also not very impressed by these, although they are faster than his ships. Next, he's taken to something he doesn't quite understand, the Ordnance House. Now, in the Ordnance House, they seem to be working on muskets, but they don't look like any muskets he's ever seen. They've got strange grooves in the barrel. But he doesn't think anything of it, and they continue on. Next, they come to a strange building, what sounds like an engine noise, but extremely loud and fast, coming from inside. Another man, Ben Mallory, the former aviator who used to fly the PBY Catalina, appears. He tells Matt something that Jenks can't make sense of at all. He says that the new model aircraft Wright Gypsy engine is working. Now, Jenks doesn't know what an aircraft is. He's never seen a plane before. So, once he gets the concept explained to him, he doesn't believe it. In the Empire, for the past 200 years, they'd been attempting powered flight. They decided about 50 years ago that it just simply wasn't possible. Next, Walker is shown to him. This is the greatest secret that's been hidden. The Walker is sunk. Now, Billingsley thinks this is a great opportunity to go and attack them, but Jenks says no. If we attack them, they'll completely wreck our fleet, and then we'll be at war with them, which we don't want. In the next couple weeks, the new expeditionary force sets out, with Matt leading from Greg Garrett Walker's old gunnery officer's ship, Donaghy. When they make it to Arial, they discover a strange sight. There's no Grick anywhere. Not in the abandoned city, not in the jungle around, not on the island of Bombado across the channel. When they get closer, they see thousands of stakes. But on each of those stakes is a Lemurian head. They decide that the heads must be from those that were left in the palace, along with the king when the rebellion occurred. At around the same time, General Shinya, along with the only remaining officer from S-19, Ensign Lammer, and a few others set off for the Philippines to get even more troops than had previously been sent. Heading on from Arial, they eventually make it to Singapore. Now, there used to be a Lemurian colony at Singapore named Batavia, but about a year ago it had been destroyed by the Grick. In Arial, meanwhile, there's a strange finding. Matt and Rollock find Ruik, the king of the Arialans, in his palace still. Now, they don't know what to make of this, but Ruik says that even though he's committed numerous war crimes against the Alliance, that he has information that will save his life. He tells them that he found something while he was hiding out in the wilderness. First, he shows them intelligent Grick that he had trained after they escaped from the battle. Next, he tells them that he has more information, but it's where the city of Chilat Chop used to be, but it was sacked by the Grick about a year ago as well. The Allies decide to humor him, and they put him in the brig aboard the ship Dowden. On that ship, Jack discovers one of the Marines named Corporal Corriton was actually Lord Corriton of Arial, but he had decided to escape after all his beloved younglings were killed on Naraka. Now, he had been known to be corrupt, but he had always loved younglings. And he says that he has an idea about how they can trick Rasik. They tell Rasik that Corriton would like to talk to him, pretending that they think he just wants to catch up about the old days. However, Corriton actually pretends to have a plot against the Allies and tells Rasik that he can be king again if he just follows what Corriton says. Now, the next few days, there's a battle in Singapore. The Allies managed to successfully take out the Grick and their fleet, and they capture some imprisoned Japanese. Meanwhile, in Balkpan, things aren't going badly. Walker is raised and some of the electricity is restored. However, at the party for the raising of Walker, Silva, along with his Lemurian hunter friend Mo, can't seem to find his girlfriend. So, he goes and thinks, where could they be? They're not in the bar, they're not in the barracks. He eventually finds his girlfriend, but still, she says that the princess and Sandra Tucker had gone missing about an hour ago. They eventually trace them down to the Imperials. Now, Billingsley, in Jenks's absence, had used a boat to capture Sandra, and Rebecca. Now, Silva, he had an enormous gun built around a Japanese anti-aircraft cannon, but he made it into a muzzle-loading musket. Along with him were Lawrence, his Grick-like friend, and Abel Cook, one of the children from S-19. And while they both had muskets, there were more Imperials, so a firefight broke out, and then Silva, Abel Cook, and Lawrence, along with the nun, Sister Audrey, were captured. Next, they tell the Allies that Ajax, Billingsley's ship, has been moved within firing range of the shore, and the guy next to Billingsley is holding a hooded lantern. And if the hooded lantern is dropped into the water, either at Billingsley's command or because the man is killed, the ship will open fire. Now, Silva says, no, look, your ship's right over there, we can see your lights. However, Billingsley says that's actually just a raft with some lanterns on it. The searchlight from Walker reveals that this is true. Next, a massive explosion occurs at the refineries, and most of the Allied ready oil supply goes up in flames, along with 19 people. Now, all of the people are captured, and Ajax leaves the harbor without a shot. Allied planes, which had recently been developed, named PB-1B Nancy's, are used to shadow him all the way back, as far as they can reach from Balkpon and later Manila. But things don't look good. When Captain Reddy is notified of this, he brings out a protector of the princess, Sean O'Casey. Now he takes out the message for him, and then Jenks, who was there for dinner, reveals that Bates, that's his actual name, not O'Casey, that Bates was a revolutionary against the Honorable New Britain Company, which Billingsley's a representative of. They decide that they must return to Balkpon aboard the fastest ship available, and that Walker must be ready to go in 30 days or he will let her be put on hold. This surprises everyone. Meanwhile, near Chulotjap, Dowden discovers a strange ship, which on closer inspection is named Santa Catalina and is a freighter from their world. Now, Rasik thinks, oh, this is great, I'll live now, but he doesn't. He gets tied to a tree and his innards get ripped out, so nice. And once Matt returns to Balkpon, Walker is made ready in 2 weeks, and he sets out to find Billingsley. Now, Walker had also been given a Nancy scout plane and a secondary battery of machine guns. One ship that was sent to shadow Billingsley, along with 2 fast fishing feluccas armed with cannon, they find him, and he slows down to attempt to pretend to want to negotiate with them. He calls their captain Layla Tal-Claron aboard, but he proceeds to capture her and order the loyalist captain to fire on the ships. Now, because he's a loyalist and doesn't particularly like the company and is in favor of the royal family, he has to be forced at gunpoint to open fire. Which he does, and all of the ships are sunk. And Layla is put into captivity with the rest of the captives. Eventually, Walker and Ajax closed. Ajax has pretty much already gotten away, and the ship that Walker thinks is Ajax is actually 4 Imperial ships, which he then fights a battle with. Now, what happened with Ajax? Now, Ajax had been destroyed. The captives had escaped with the help of the loyal Captain Regendra, the carpenter, a few others, and a midshipman named Stuart Brassey. They accidentally, mostly because of Silva, blow up the ship, and everyone dies. But the captives and the loyalists make it to an unnamed island that Lawrence hoped was his home island, but was actually the island he was sent for his trial to become an adult. And that's where we are. Thanks for watching or listening, and I hope you enjoyed. That's been Mr. Chemtrails signing off for now. See you later. Also, I might be uploading less over the next couple weeks because I am moving, so I apologize in advance. Bye.